Good morning. Good morning to the replay viewers. Hey, oh my gosh. Those are some quick names. Say good morning to Grit. Gritty. Oh, it's raining, guys. It's raining. Yes, yes. Always with the rain. Yeah, it just started. I was like, it's raining. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Hi, Cynthia. Hi, person in Seattle whose name I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I went to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Grit, a dog said hi. She hates dogs. She'll love it. Good morning. Oh, yeah, our dogs. My dogs had lots of nicknames. My cats had lots of nicknames, too. So Heath is going to join us whenever he gets around to it and pull cards for us from this deck and this deck. So I think he's making hot chocolate for himself. He likes hot chocolate. So today is our Course in Miracles and Law of Divine Compensation Day. But yeah, ours get called Butthead too, depending on the day. So several of us are doing the rice experiment. If you want to do it too, I wanted to show you real quick. So you remember maybe you don't remember, but a Japanese doctor of something did a water experiment where he put different containers of water with different labels on them, like thank you and love and gratitude. Hey everybody, on the water, and it, in theory, changed the composition of the water. So, other people, good morning. Other people are recreating that with rice. Some stuff on the internet says they're able to do this thing, and I'll show you, because we're just starting it today. And it sits for 30 days, and supposedly, nice. So we have a jar of rice with thank you on it. So twice a day, I'll send gratitude to this. And for 30 days. In theory, this rice will not rot as much as these rices will. This is the control jar, so it gets nothing. Close. It's got foil on it. I didn't want to ruin my canning lids, so I just used aluminum foil. But I think some people have used Rubbermaid containers. They're not airtight. This is probably as close to airtight as it gets. I did notice that even though it's been cooled, there's some condensation in there, probably because of where I live. But they're all the same. So even with that, supposedly the thank you jar will rot the least. This is the control jar. And this is the jar. So he wrote, thank you, you fool, and then nothing. So twice a day, this will get the yucky thoughts, this will get the gratitude, love thoughts, and then the control jar gets nothing. So we'll see. What's today's date? The 11th? Yeah, we're kind of excited too. So we'll let it sit till the middle of January, first week or so of January. We'll see. I'll bring it back and we'll look. 11th, so till January 11th. Or the 10th, I guess, would be 30 days. We shall see. We shall recreate this experiment for ourselves. So I know of at least 3 other people who are doing it. Yeah, we're starting it today. It could be fun. I'm skeptical. So I would love it to be proved wrong. I've read that Dr. whatever, can't remember his name. Usui something. Who knows? But, I never rule anything out either. I'm always willing to recreate an experiment for myself. I just got out of the shower, so sorry about this picking at the hair thing. Emoto. So I've read that Dr. Emoto's research has not been able to be replicated. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if any of it's true or not. That's why I'm doing it for myself. You want to pull cards first? So you can go to bed?
Yeah.
Because we can talk for a while. Oh, she did. Okay, well, I want to do it. So my husband is ready to, we'll do cards first because he has to go to sleep because he's been working all night. But he was willing to hop out here and yank a card. So you want to kick the cat out of this chair? Oh, let's see. You're about to lose your chair.
Toots,
Yay!
just scoot over, Toots.
He won't. You can put him over there.
You don't like when he gets picked up.
No, here I can move him. A water taste test, that's fine. I'll move him.
He's all right. You go, Toots.
Sorry, buddy. You can have it back later. Okay, so we'll start with, we'll pull two and then we'll read them. So we'll start with this deck. For fun, Friday fun card pull, and then we'll pull from this one. These are two of my, I have lots of favorites, but these are two of my favorites. So you shuffle away and I'll read our reading for the day while you're shuffling. So set your intention for whatever you'd like that you'd like some information or whatever from the cards while he's shuffling. And just be a group card for the group. Last time we did a card pull, it was pretty good. Pretty powerful. I haven't pulled a card for myself in several days. So, yeah. Oh, that's the reflection off the chicken wire. There is fog. Our deck is sealed in chicken wire so that the cats can be out here too, as you can see behind me. So some of that's reflection off the wire, but there is a lot of fog out here too because it's raining and it's really wet here. So let's see. We're going to do Course in Miracles first and then that one. Okay, you ready to pull that?
Yeah.
Oh, when he's not ready yet.
All right, let's go.
Oh, you're foggy too? Okay. Oh, gratitude. Can you see that? Isn't the artwork pretty on these? There, how about that? Gratitude. Always a good one. Always a good card to get. So I'll read this while you're so beautiful. I'll read these while he's we're just going to jump all around out of order today. Wing it. This image portrays a winged diva poised behind a pink rose. A golden crown hovers above her head. In the language of flowers, pink roses are symbolic of joy and gratitude, a virtue that belongs in the realm of sacred emotions and sovereign status. I think that's a peony. It looks like a peony to me. The crown and all that. Crown and wings and roses. It has been clinically proven that a thankful life is generally a happier life, and it's easy to forget we often receive a great deal more than we give. It is purty. It's so purty. The gratitude card invites you to unearth the bounty of your daily life by remembering the many reasons to be grateful. It may be a favorable time to express thanks to a deserving soul who has helped you in some way, or simply as a signal to count your blessings. The continued practice of this alchemical virtue can animate forgiveness. That's a good point. When you're practicing a lot of gratitude, it's easy to shift into forgiveness. Heal the past and bring about a daily sense of wonder and peace. From a cosmic perspective, to become unconditionally grateful for the adventure of life, with all of its ups and downs and regardless of outcomes, is to merge with the kingdom of God. So, unconditionally grateful. That has a lot to do with what we were talking about yesterday, with being grateful for what looks like chaos. I spent a lot of time thinking about that all day yesterday, and then on the drive home, and actually found quite a few things I'm grateful for, even though our political system is pretty chaotic at the moment. It's generally chaotic. It's always been chaotic. But I found I'm glad, I'm really grateful that we have a greater awareness. I'm glad that we know where people stand. Because a lot of people have been really quiet and really in the shadows. And I'm grateful that Donald Trump is getting pissed off enough that he might run as an independent. Because my mom explained it to me last night that could be a very good thing for the Democrats. Not that any of them are any good. I am kind of tired of voting for the best of the worst. So anyway, he'll go out with a bang. But unconditional gratitude. Yay! Feel the urge to make a... It's a different spin to be grateful for the things that don't look like blessings. What do you have for us? Did you just pull that off the top? Oh, rescue. Yeah. Try to get to 100 with your gratitude list. The unconditional gratitude is gratitude for every single thing that's happening in front of you because it's information. If nothing else, it's information for you. So this is the second card, which is really cool. It says rescue. I've never pulled this card before. Can you see it? There's like a hot air balloon and a waterfall. Is that a person? I think that's a person standing in the arch of that waterfall. And a tower with a rainbow and a tree. Oh, how exciting. Okay, let's read about this one. Thank you. Rescue. Unconditional love and gratitude go together. Yeah, you can be grateful for the opportunity to work on stuff too. There's been a few times when I've deliberately watched scopers that annoyed me just so I could have that opportunity to get neutral to that kind of behavior. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. It came up this way, right? Upright?
I believe so.
You're always safe and secure and free to be yourself. Asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. I don't think I want to read anymore. We've talked about this a few times on other scopes. Asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. You just gave gratitude for the opportunity to be home and clean the house. Yay! But you like cleaning, right? It's an enjoyable process. However, that's what you need to do now as you expand your life. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. You need to only ask and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can expect is from Spirit. Get into a right relationship with the divine and you'll see that many conditions line up as if by magic to provide you all the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There is no need to fear. Safety is a place within. Sarah, did you miss the... I'm going to read it again. Because Sarah had a scope about this too. Actually, there was a really cool mantra about it too. So asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. However, that's what you need to do now as you... you heard it. Okay. I was like, that reminds me of Sarah's scope. And my own difficulties with asking for help. So the flip side, in case you're on here and the flip side applies to you, the reverse is, are you trying to rescue someone else? Do you believe your love can change someone and miraculously heal this person or situation? Or are you waiting to be rescued? There's lots of aspects of this. Do you believe that someone will sweep you off your feet and take away all your troubles? insert laugh track here. Are you waiting for someone to sweep you off your feet and take away all your troubles?
No, I'm good.
No way! That's awesome. Oh, it was? Oh. Can you guys hear the laugh track in your head? Reverse, the rescue card cautions you against romanticizing your situation right now. Look closely and see reality as it is, rather than the illusion of how you'd like it to be. You need to step back and rescue yourself. Rescue your own dang self. Trust that Spirit will guide you to expose the illusion so that you may discern the difference between truth and fantasy. Thanks for all the hearts, guys, and the shares and stuff. I noticed I went and looked today because I've been having to go in and clean out all the porno followers every day. I'm probably going to break 400,000 hearts today. That's kind of a cute milestone. Okay, so asking for help. When you're a strong person that's used to doing it yourself, asking for help is rough. Yay! It doesn't matter because until they did the upgrade, most of the hearts, the majority of the hearts people were giving never even registered. So it's not a true measure of anything, but it's fun. It is a fun thing, I'll say that. Seeing the hearts are fun, and seeing the number go up is kind of fun. I'm almost at 200 broadcasts too. But that also counts my ridiculous fumbling starts. Okay. Ask for help if you need it. You can expect help to be there. Yeah. You only have to ask. And the most important support is from Spirit. And then, for God's sake, if you're trying to rescue other people, oh God, yes. Ask all day. I say help me a lot. Please help. Help! Sometimes at different levels of volume. I think I'm being laughed at. Are you mocking me? There's this quiet chuckling going on in the background. Back in the cheap seats, there's comments being made without being made. Okay, I have a question. Who on here would... Okay, take away the moral issue that you're not supposed to steal. Okay, take that out of the equation. Who on here would feel like you were incurring an extra level of bad karma if you swiped the baby Jesus out of one of the millions of nativity scenes that are out right now? Take away the morality of stealing. Just forget that. If you swipe the baby Jesus, do you think that you would get like extra bad karma because it was the baby Jesus? Yes. Nope. Yeah, I'm with Sarah. Nope, not a bit. Travis is like, oh good God. Oh good grief. Shut up. No. Well, because my husband...
Why is it gotta be my idea?
No,
I didn't say, yeah.
No, it wasn't your idea. No, what I was saying is, we went through town the other day, and she's Catholic, so she cannot touch the baby Jesus. I was poking at him, just like trying to be irritating, because I don't know why I do that sometimes. I like to just poke at him sometimes. Yeah, no, we can't steal. Like, a plastic baby Jesus is just a plastic baby Jesus. But I said, hey, do you want to go steal the baby Jesus out of the nativity scene? And he looked at me as if I'd said, hey, do you want to go to the hospital and steal a real baby? Like, the look on his face was so precious. It was awesome. I've been laughing about it for days. It was the best look. It was the best look ever. It was so funny. It was good. It's funny. But you had the right face. You had the right idea. Who are you? I'm a heathen. Christ consciousness now. Yes, I thought it was really sweet. I actually did. I thought it was really sweet. That's why I keep bringing it up. It was sweet.
Sure.
Sure. Right. That's a fun activity for date night. Let's go see how many plastic baby Jesuses we can get. Tools are just tools, whether they're plastic baby Jesuses or communion books. Plastic baby Jesus. Anyway, please don't try to rescue people. God, yeah, not in Georgia, you could get lynched. I'm getting the stink eye. Roseanne's like, knock it off. Replace it with a fruitcake. Replace it with a fruitcake. It's an even exchange. I'll trade you one plastic baby Jesus for one fruitcake. Oh, shit, she said. We'll just switch them out. But a fruitcake instead. A plastic fruitcake Jesus. We could have a whole nativity scene made out of fruitcake. I think there has been a nativity scene carved out of butter. At that big butter festival in Iowa or somewhere. Straight to hell. We're all going straight to hell. Okay, I should probably get on to the actual purpose for us being here today. Thank you.
Get on to the shower.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Something everyone wants traded with something nobody wants. Yeah, he just went to get in the shower. Thank you. I just like messing with him. I thought it was a really sweet response, though. I mean, when I thought about it, I thought that is the cutest thing he's done in a while. He said, thank you, Heath.
Yeah, no problem.
He said, yeah, no problem. Little bird just went flying by. Don't rescue people, please. Please don't take that on. It's not your job to rescue people. And a lot of times, people don't want to be rescued. Even if sometimes they say they do, but they really don't. So word to the wise. Don't steal baby Jesus, because stealing is wrong. But if you do, replace it with a fruitcake. And don't try to rescue people. Ugh, I know. This one too. This one too. Not my job. Not my job. I don't do it anymore. I'll try and... I still catch myself as a mom. Stepping in where I shouldn't, but... my daughter has no problem telling me back off, so... let's get to what we were here to do. Thank you for laughing with me. So funny. So funny. Absolutely nobody. That's great. Okay. Speaking of, here's what I flipped open to. Who on here is trying to rescue someone? I will step back and let him lead the way. I have to check myself and make sure I'm not trying to rescue somebody. There is a way of living in the world that is not here, although it seems to be. You don't change appearances, but you smile more frequently. Your forehead is serene. Oh, nah. You guys can take care of yourselves. You're on your own. I do feel a little bit of responsibility, though. To myself, mostly, since I made a commitment to be here every day. This is how it looks. This is how you're going to look when you start to choose love more. Your forehead is serene, your eyes are quiet, and the ones who walk the world as you do recognize their own. We start to recognize each other like from across a crowded room. Yet those who have not yet perceived the way will recognize you also and believe that you are like them as you were before. Oh my goodness. When you do this work and you change, it can be a great disappointment to people who don't see the change. So what they're saying is, you've done all this change, you're choosing love more often, you're actually a different person now, but the people who knew you before don't recognize it because they're not awake enough to see it. So they still act like you're that other person and you're not, and it can get tangled up and weird. And sometimes once the people recognize that you are really different and you're not going to sit around and, whine and complain about your life with them anymore, it's a real disappointment for them because really they've lost a buddy. You don't do those things anymore, and that may be how you connected with a lot of people, and when that's gone, it's gone, and it can be a rough patch. People can leave, people can get angry with you, people can be very disappointed. They can say, you've gone Jesus, or you're turning new age, or whatever. And it can make people really uncomfortable. So just be aware of that. If people start to get weird with you, it's because your energies no longer match. And there can be some sadness in that. The world is an illusion, and those who come to it are seeking for a place where they can be illusions and avoid their own reality. Yet when they find their own reality is even here, they step back and let it lead the way. What other choice is there to make? What other choice is really theirs to make? To let illusions walk ahead of truth is madness. But to let illusions sink behind the truth and let the truth... I think I said tooth. Right. You don't indulge in gossip anymore. You don't wallow in the pity party anymore. A lot of conversation in friendships is very negative. And sometimes it starts out negative and then you lift each other up to a positive solution. That's different. But there's other friendships that are simply wallowing, right? What is that? The Princess Bride? You start to refuse the negative. You start to withdraw. And you may not even actively challenge them, but you're stepping back. Marriage. The marriage of the truth and the illusion. If you've been a rescuer of others, or if you're waiting to be rescued yourself, all of those illusions can come crashing down as well. So this is the simple choice we make today. The mad illusion will remain a while in evidence for those to look upon who chose to come and have not yet rejoiced to find they were mistaken in their choice. They cannot learn directly from the truth because they have denied that it is so. And so they need a teacher who perceives their madness, but who still can look beyond the illusion to the simple truth in them. Okay, that's what we're doing with our with our Trump practice, and I say our, but I mean my. And the fearful people that I'm surrounded by in Redneck USA. Surrounded by fearful people. And it's been triggering a lot of compassion. Like, that must be awful. It must be awful to be so fearful that you would hand your life over to a maniac. So I think we all do this. People around us, just like we talked about yesterday, you've got to be the light. They need a teacher who perceives their madness, but who still can look beyond illusion to the simple truth in them. So we remember that it's love behind the mask. So when we say, Jesus, what an interesting face you're showing to me today, that helps us remember that we're all one. We're all playing different parts. Some people are playing parts of, I'm scared and I'm small and I need rescuing. Our whole country wants to be rescued. Maybe that's it. Our country is waiting to be swept off their feet by a very ugly man in a very nice suit. But you know what I mean? Like, you can stay in that compassion when you you see that they are asleep. You see that they're lost in madness. A great movie for this is What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams. So much of that movie, everybody wants an easy button. Everybody wants an easy button. Yeah, please don't make me think. Please don't make me use my critical thinking skills. Please don't make me learn critical thinking skills. But the movie What Dreams May Come shows a lot about how you can be with someone who's lost in madness, and you can see it, and maybe you can help them out of it, and maybe you can't. You can offer anybody help, but then it's really on them whether they take it or not. And that's a great movie to observe that in metaphor. In that story, it's a great story too. So, I really like that. The teacher perceives their madness, but looks beyond illusion to see the simple truth in them, to remember that it's Jesus behind the face. Okay. There's another road that leads away from loss of every kind, from sacrifice, and leaves sacrifice and deprivation behind. This is the way appointed for you now. You walk this path as others walk, and you do not seem distinct from them, although you are indeed. Thus can you serve them while you serve yourself, and set your footsteps on the way that God has opened to you and them through you. So you are awake, and you're walking through crowds of people who are still asleep. Just by your being awake, you serve them, because that energy is available to them, and they feel it even if they don't know it, and they can latch onto it as a lifeline if they want it. You serve them while you serve yourself. You keep yourself awake, you're serving everybody else. Illusion still appears to cling to you, that you may reach them. So they're saying that you still look like you did before, therefore you're still approachable. If you looked radically different, you'll look different. Your face will look different, and you'll have that glow that you have when you're connected. But you have to still appear as the rest, or other people can't. You wouldn't be too remote. People wouldn't be able to reach toward you for your hand. But the illusion in truth has stepped back. The truth walks ahead of you, speaks through the illusions. The road leads past the illusions now, and on the way you call to them, and that they may follow you if they choose. All roads lead to this in the end. For sacrifice and deprivation are paths that lead nowhere. They are choices for defeat and aims that remain impossible. All of this steps back as truth comes forward in you to lead your brothers away from the ways of death and set them on their way to happiness. Their suffering is illusion, yet they need a guide to lead them out of it, for they still mistake illusion for the truth. Such is salvation's call and nothing more. All it asks is that you accept. Oh, it'll clear today. It'll clear today, and I'll have to think of some kind of giveaway to do later when it reaches 5 or something. I should do some kind of giveaway at 500. Maybe an oil or something. I don't know. It asks that you accept the truth and let it go before you. Let it go before you, lighting up the path of ransom from illusion. There is no cost, only gain. Walk safely now, yet carefully, because this path is new to you. Okay, this is important. As we make these changes, the temptation is to go backwards, right? Because it's scary out here on the leading edge. We don't know that many people who are out here with us. It's tempting to fall back into the comfort of letting somebody else make the decisions. There's a lot of responsibility when you wake yourself up all the time. It comes with a level of responsibility that feels unfamiliar in the beginning. Walk safely now, yet carefully, because this path is new to you, and you may find that you are tempted still to walk ahead of truth and let illusions be your guide. It's a temptation. Your holy brothers have been given you to follow in your footsteps as you walk with certainty of purpose to the truth. It goes before you now that they may see something with which they can identify, something they understand to lead the way. Step back in faith and let truth lead the way. You don't know where you go. You know not where you go, but one who knows goes with you. Let him lead you with the rest. I certainly don't know where I'm going, almost from day to day. Just as I said, things were settling down. Oh, and definitely not alone. Heath got told that the plant closes from December 24th to January 3rd without pay. Yay! Another opportunity! It actually didn't floor me at all. We found out last night, and I was like, well, shit. Oh, shit. I was like, that was not in any of your new employee paperwork, because I read it all. And I was like, so this company gives you vacation time, but then closes for nearly 2 weeks without pay. So the only time you can use your vacation time is this 2 weeks off, unless you plan ahead? That's weird to me. I think it's mean. I think it's a mean thing to do to entry-level people. I mean, the people who are working in the carpet mill or paycheck to paycheck generally, unless you're in management. So I thought that's kind of a mean thing to do to people who are working hourly entry-level jobs. Yeah, right at Christmas, and they do it every year. That's a bummer. But I was very happy that it didn't knock me off my feet at all. Especially at Christmas, right? Right at Christmas? You're going to knock $1,000 off someone's monthly income at Christmas? What a mean, grinchy thing to do. I thought it was pretty mean. And then I was like, well, yes, they are a-holes. Bad business. Yeah, I thought so too. It's all well and good for management to get, their 2 weeks off is paid, but their hourly people are not. It's really old. It is really old. So, but it's opportunity to go look for something else. It's opportunity to check out other options, reevaluate. It's not going to kill us. And it didn't upset me. It upset me. It didn't upset me. Like, I didn't freak out over it. I was like, well, pretty much that's what I said. What Sarah said. Well, shit. Well, what? The good part is we'll get to go do all the things during the day that I've wanted to do that don't cost anything. But we haven't been able to do because he works nights. So we both like going to antique stores, and we're surrounded by antique shops. And that doesn't cost a thing to go do. We're surrounded by all these cool hiking trails and waterfall. Right, we'll have way more time to be switching out baby Jesuses with fruitcakes. That's going to be fun. You guys, like, two of you said that at the same time. Like stealing baby Jesus. We'll enjoy the time together. And we'll deal with the money. Like we always do. It will be good for our marriage to have the time together, because the night shift thing and then me being gone 2 days a week down in Loganville has been a real stressor. It's been hard for both of us. So it's a gift. Maybe I'll collect all the plastic baby Jesuses and leave them on the boss's doorstep. See all these baby Jesuses? These are all your employees that you just took a big shit on. Yeah, that'll leave some dents. Aw, thank you guys. How fun. What a fun little milestone. They need the baby Jesus. Do you guys watch Modern Family? There was an episode in the early season 1 or season 2, where the Gloria character she was trying to order baby cheeses, and she got boxes of baby Jesuses Little plastic baby Jesus is. I don't think so. No. Yeah. I was just oh, somebody went and checked it. Thank you guys. That's so sweet. Baby Jesus. I ordered the baby Jesus and I got this baby Jesus. So fun. That's a great show. Okay, so let's read just a little bit of chapter 4. I'm going to let you screenshot this right away. Spiritual growth involves giving up the stories of your past so the universe can write a new one. Is that focused? Oh, I can't see. Screenshot that if you like. You have to give up the old story to get the new story. Transforming a negative sense of self. The law of divine compensation represents the natural working of the universe, but it's up to us to rid our minds of the thoughts that get in the way, that block it. Unloving thoughts deactivate the law. They sabotage the dynamic by which the universe is programmed to support us. When we think or say something negative, even if we believe we don't really mean it, the thought carries creative energy. Every thought is a cause that creates an effect. An undisciplined mind, easily tempted, again with the temptation, into faithless and unloving thoughts is a huge deterrent to success. I've certainly been guilty of allowing myself to sink into a funk, even knowing better. Not lately. But I've done that. And it's definitely an indulging kind of feeling like, well, I'm just going to let myself be in a horrible state. Now that sounds crazy. At the time, it made sense, but it doesn't make sense anymore. Negative thoughts that deactivate the law of divine compensation fall into 3 major categories. Negative sense of self, anger, and guilt. We'll look at these categories in this and the next 2 chapters, starting with the negative sense of self. Releasing negative self-concepts is important, but not just because they hurt you, but because they're not true. The spiritual journey is a path of surrendering our fear-based thoughts and allowing them to be replaced by love. Love's thoughts, God's thoughts. The reason to embrace a positive self-image is it describes you as God thinks of you. If you think that... Here's something I find interesting. So some people recognize and get told all the time that their children look just like them. And they think their children are beautiful, but they think they are ugly. It's like, it can't be that way. So either you're saying that your child is also ugly, or you are actually beautiful, because you have a million people telling you that you and the child look exactly alike. So which is it? That's one of those illusory story, things that make absolutely no sense. If your child is beautiful and your child looks just like you, then then it's necessary that you are beautiful too. And people go, oh no, I'm hideous, or whatever. I'm like, then your child is hideous because your child looks like you. You can use that to help wake people up if you have somebody around that's doing that. Contrary to the thoughts of God, however, are the numerous negative self-images we allow to freely wander through our minds. She has a whole list of them. I'm not going to read them. We know what they are. All the awful things we think about ourselves. All the reasons that we use not to try, not to expand, not to create. All the things we use to take ourselves down. We don't have to do that anymore. Until now. You can stop right now. You can stop today. All those painful thoughts arise from identifying with the material world. If we understand that the material world we see around us is an illusion, then we don't over-identify. We enjoy it. You can enjoy the antique stores. You can enjoy the forest and hold it lightly. You hold things lightly when you understand that they're not real. You can't take them with you, kind of. You can enjoy them while you're passing through. And you don't grip and grasp onto them so much. I really enjoy that I can go to antique stores and enjoy looking at the things, but not feel like I have to buy them, because literally right now, I couldn't stuff another piece of anything into this house. It's too small. So it limits you from buying, and which is good. I don't overspend money, and I get to enjoy the stuff without having to own it. I really like that I can do that now. I don't need that charge from the cha-ching of the register. Identifying with your material self rather than your spiritual self will always leave you vulnerable to self-hating projections, because the mortal self is not who you are. Okay. The mortal plane is at best an ever-changing parade of individual perceptions that lack a consistent theme. Always changing. Sometimes you'll deem yourself worthy of self-regard, and sometimes you won't, depending on what's in your bank account, depending on other people's opinion of you, depending on the number of the scale that morning. It's not a great basis for career success. Hardly a great basis for career success. On the mortal plane, none of us are perfect all the time. How sad is it that and I've done this too, we wake up in the morning and feel great, step on the scale and let it ruin the whole day. I haven't done that in years, thank God. But I wasn't, letting my bank balance ruin my whole day. A number that's not even real, a number that's very, very temporary. It did. Yeah, it's losing its power to trigger me quickly through repeated exposure to trauma. Through repeated opportunity to get the hell over it. So, it's sad though when you think about it. Like, really? How many days of my life have I lost to storytelling? How many years have I lost to being asleep? Too many. I'm not willing to lose one more day to storytelling. I'm just not. Right. Too many. I'm not willing to do it anymore. I will do whatever it takes to stay awake now, because that is what I finally flipped that corner to. Staying awake feels better now than falling back asleep. You stay in that in-between for a while where you're back and forth, asleep, awake, conscious and still trying to end the bad habit. Yeah. It will naturally go away, because being awake feels better than being asleep. Over time, as you get used to it, as you get used to the initial feelings of discomfort, especially in the body, when you get comfortable with it, then falling back asleep feels horrible. So I am grateful that we are all here today recognizing these things. From who we really are, Who we really are, perfect creations of God, unchangeable and unlimited, none of us are more or less brilliant than anyone else, is the most positive self-concept possible. To self-identify according to your spiritual rather than material reality is enlightenment. Use the zapper to change habits. The rubber band on the wrist thing. Or a cattle prod. What are you talking about? Oh, a weird gadget that sends a pulse it's like a biofeedback kind of thing, where you get a pulse when you, the fly swatter, zing, an electric zapper. That's interesting. I know, used to tell cattle prod. Well, if you're gonna go big. I don't think I would choose to electrically zap myself every time I had a bad thought. Well, if you scare people and you offer them a solution, you can sell them nearly any kind of snake oil you want. That is brutal. No, 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 no. Well, you'd have to be pretty hardcore addicted. Those Apper things, though. The rubber band on the wrist doesn't work. Shock collars for people. Tempting. Okay. From spiritual perspective, you are the light. You're not looking for it. You're not reaching out to it. You are it. No thought or condition of darkness or lovelessness, that is, lovelessness in your own mind or in anyone else's, has any bearing whatsoever on the truth of who you are or what the universe has planned for you. All of it is garbage, basically. Even your failures do not in any way limit who you are or what is possible for you now. That sense of being defective, she goes on to talk about, is the most common one, right? Not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, feeling like you're broken or flawed or defective somehow, like you came off the assembly line wrong. That's very common. It can be tempting to believe that some of us have it and some of us don't. Some of us are talented while others aren't. We often see ourselves in the aren't category. When we make those comparisons, we put ourselves on the negative side of the scale. And as long as we think we're separate from the rest of the universe, we're bound to compare ourselves to others. A while back, we talked about how if you see someone succeed at something you want, you can say to yourself, that's me. We're all one. So I can experience some of the joy of that success as well, because that's me over there experiencing a great, I'll have that. Yes. Yeah, I'll have that. That, please. More of that, please. Thank you. If you see it happening in front of you, it means it's possible for you too, and enjoy it. Too often, it trips us into jealousy when someone is wildly succeeding within view of you. And it can be very freeing and wonderful to let yourself experience their joy as your own. Because it is. And when we see ourselves from the spiritual perspective, like she's talking about, everyone else's success is our success as well. Tap into it, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. This sinus thing needs to stop. As long as we think we're separate, we're bound to compare. Thank you. I will take those blessings. Yes, access consciousness. I don't really like the guy who does the access consciousness work. But a lot of the materials are really good. Access consciousness, you guys can Google that. No, I like him. I like Dane. I don't like the other guy, Gary Douglas. Gary, yeah, I don't like him. He says some really sexist, misogynistic things. I don't like him. But the other guy I like. And the material itself, when it's not tainted with Gary's women-hating stuff. Oh, you don't like Dane. He's cocky. Well, look at him. He's cute. He's probably gotten by on cute for a while. Dane here, yeah. And I think his information is a bit more pure. Yes, access consciousness. It's a system of pressing different parts of the head to create releases in the body. They're a team of two men who put together this. It's like you could think of it like acupressure, how acupressure like connects the dots. Yeah, Gary channeled it. It's just a healing system, I guess. You hold different parts on the head, and you say releasing statements, and it does work. I think it works on, the lines of chi, the same way acupuncture works, the same way acupressure works. We have broken links, in our energy systems, and it helps restore those energy flows. It does feel good. Okay. So, I'm going to stop here. Okay, yeah, so you can go see Dane on YouTube. They have a clearing statement that sounds like a lot of nonsense, but for some reason it actually works. I don't know how it works because it sounds like a bunch of garbage. I just feel like you're kind of reset. It's a little bit like a reboot. I like having it done. I don't really like reading the materials. I don't get a lot out of them, but the actual body work feels good. And I do think moves things along. The actual body work itself, I think, is the pure information. But some of the stuff that he writes, I dislike greatly. But who cares? If the body work works and it feels good and it works in your life and things start to get better, then use it. Take what you can and leave the rest. Take what's useful and leave the rest of it. Okay. Connects the brain. You use it daily? How? I mean, you use the sayings and stuff daily. But can you work on your own head? By yourself? Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I'd like to be able to do that. Any questions? Any questions? I haven't either. Thank you for the hearts, for pushing the old heart count up. You can ask for the bars to run. They call them the bars. It's those connect the dot points on your head. I don't really know how it works, but it does seem to work. So I'll do a giveaway at 500,000, I guess, and then another at 1 million. I don't know what to give away though. At 500,000, what should I give away? It could be. I don't have anyone around who can do them. Sometimes I can get my husband to do them, but he presses too hard. It feels like he's drilling into my head. Thanks, Cynthia. Thank you. I get as much as I give. This is definitely not a one-way street. Yeah, sure. Yeah, he is. He will do almost anything I ask him to do. He will. He is very good about that. Even if he doesn't believe it, even if he thinks it's a lot of garbage. I mean, the card thing was his, though. Well, I'll send you $20. Oh, God. You have no idea how much I get from being here. It's $20. It's like a virtual tip jar. No. Who doesn't need it? Like everybody can always use it. So we'll think on that. I'll probably give away oil. Let's do an oil. I have a lot of oils that I will never use. Aww. No, you are. But thank you. I do appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with like-minded people on a daily basis. The tip jar's open. Because Michelle Lee and I have talked a little about how it's been a long time since I knew more than maybe one person who knew what the hell I was talking about or cared to listen. It's refreshing. It's enlivening, helps me stay awake. It helps me stay disciplined. Okay. I will. Physical address? I will. It's when you mailing address. Okay, I will send it to you. The when in the 80s, when my mom was running around with new agey people, there was lots of meditation groups and stuff to go to, and I haven't had that in years. I don't know why either. I just was disconnected. Wasn't connected to anybody. So Periscope has been a true blessing, and I'm grateful for it every single day. That we can all support each other, that we can all go when we start to feel crazy. Like sometimes I start to feel crazy when things happen, or I get a vision, or I get intuitive information that turns out to be correct. Even though that happens all the time, I still sometimes go, girl, you're losing it. You crazy. What the hell are you talking about in there? So it's nice to go, no, I'm not crazy. I just see things differently. But there's lots of other people that see things differently in the same way I see them differently. So then it's not really different. So I appreciate that a lot. A lot. Edgar Casey, people. I don't know much about Edgar Casey. Yes, I will. Oh, Cynthia, I just sent you an email the other day, too. Did you get an email from me? Thank you. Mutual appreciation for sure. Wait, who else just asked me for my address? Shit. I don't have a pen. Oh, Cynthia. Cynthia and Sarah. Cynthia, did you get an email from me? I tried to send you a bunch of Desire Map materials. Oh, okay. I sent you a link to a bunch of free Desire Map stuff. And if anybody on here wants that and didn't get it, DM me on Twitter or find me on Facebook and or email me and I'll send it to you. She sent out a whole package of goodies that said, and we can send it to anybody. Anybody we want. As many as we want. I've sent out like 20 of them already. Oh, you're welcome. What's cool is the Desire Map audiobook. Yeah, DM me your email address if you still need it. I like her book. And it's the audiobook, it's the digital workbook, it's the digital Firestarter book, which was one of her first popular ones. Some screensavers, a $10 coupon to her shop. Yeah. Did I send it to you? I sent it to you, right? But you haven't downloaded it yet? It comes in a zip file, and zip files are sometimes difficult. But it comes in Mac versions and PC versions, so I thought that was nice, too. Okay, I'm going to go get the rice back in the house. You know, I was like, gosh, there's condensation in it. Well, it's because I brought it from a warm house out on the porch where it's quite a bit cooler. Duh. Basic natural laws, people. Okay, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for everything. And tomorrow I'm with the twins. So I'll jump on when I can. I also have to do a pet lovers tribe. Right, boldly by tomorrow. There goes my experiment. I have to do a pet scope tomorrow at 10:30 for 10 minutes about the things that I do for animals. So that ought to be fun. So I'll try and get on and talk to you guys first and then do that. You're welcome. Pet Lovers Tribe is that group. Blessings to everyone. Yes. Have a beautifully blessed day. I'm going to shuffle around here and do a whole lot of nothing because watching those babies wears me out. You're welcome. You're welcome.